What is up, Midway Mayhem fans? This is Dan, and we are checking back in from the Universal Orlando Resort, and we know it's been about a month since we were here, and a lot of things have changed, and there's a lot of things we need to talk about, so let's go. First thing we need to talk about is the movie theater here. It is changing ownership, and guess what? It is now going to be a Universal Cinemark. So they're ripping out some of the old stuff, putting in new things, making it a little bit better. Then over here we have the old Emeralds location, which is still under work for a new restaurant location. Rumor has it that it's going to be called Big Fire Grill, and we know that because some trademarks were filed recently for it. And we'll see if that actually happens, but we could see a new restaurant location with some finer dining here at City Walk, I'm thinking. We can see a little bit of work right here underneath the awning. Then over underneath this awning we can see some caution tape and some protective covering over the railing. So yeah, a lot more work is going on here just within the last month. And here's a little closer look at the tarps that are on the railing there for protection. Well, from the other side we can get a good view again of those protective tarps over the railings, and it's good to see some work. It was a little stagnant there for a little while, but I'm hoping we're going to see some big things happen just in the coming weeks. And turning around the corner again, we can see some more work here on the walls. So it looks like we're going to see some new panels going in. Closer look again at all that work that's going on underneath the awning. And man, they've ripped out a bunch of stuff. And one final look at all the stuff going on here for the proposed Big Fire Grill location. Now it's time to head inside the parks. Hello, Islands of Adventure. It's been a while. Good to see you again. One thing right off the bat to talk about is the closure for the park. So we have 8 p.m. for Islands of Adventure, but Studios is 5 p.m. Why would that be happening? Well, that is because of Halloween Horror Nights. Well, we're at the front entrance, and guess what? No wait to get in. Now, I will say this. When it gets about 5, 6 o'clock and everybody is clearing out of studios that does not have a ticket for Horror Nights, it does get a little bit busy over here. So keep that in mind if you're heading over to Islands. Well, pretty much per usual, no wait to get in, and we are on our way to begin the adventure. Alright, so let's check on the wait times today. The park is open again till 8 p.m. Hulk is showing a 10-minute wait. Dr. Doom, 15 minutes. Blutos is 10 minutes. We have Skull Island Kong, 25. P-Flyers, 20 minutes. JP River Adventure is 10 minutes. Then on the other screen we have Poseidon's Fury, 25 minutes. One Fish, Two Fish, 5 minutes. So kind of a lighter day here at the park. Hogwarts Express, only 10 minutes. More stuff to talk about, and this time it's for Lost Continent. Well, you may have heard some of the rumors that Zelda is coming to the area. Well, that's sounding plausible, in fact, very likely from what I'm hearing. But it's not going to be for the next couple of years, like 2-3 years plus, maybe a little bit longer, but we'll see. Lost Continent is pretty much going to sit for a little while. That means Sinbad, that theater that just closed, that's going to sit. Hello, Sinbad. Goodbye, Sinbad. And unfortunately, I did not have a chance to see any of the shows. That's right, I never ever got a chance to see it whatsoever. But then again, I don't think a lot of people did. We can see some walls up right now showing the closure and the rope. The whole area just feels kind of weird, and I'm surprised that it's not blocked off, to be honest, to keep people away from here. But yeah, it never got really busy back here as it was. And here's the other side of the theater again with walls up. R.I.P. Sinbad, you're gone. Hopefully new stuff, possibly Zelda, will be coming in your place. Now the moment that most of you guys have been waiting for, the Potter Coaster construction update section of our video. And there's a lot of things that have happened. In fact, so much so that I'm really not going to talk all that much. I'm just going to show you all that's changed. One of the first things that I see is a lot of work right over here near that second launch area, and it pops up into the building, and we can see a lot of the dense glass right there, and sheet paneling now starting to go up along with the scaffolding. We're going to get a better look at that in just a second. Well, would you take a look at this massive new structure? Literally, photos and videos are not going to do it any justice because this thing is huge. And what it's believed to be is Hagrid's hut. Yeah, we can see a lot of the framework right there for it. Looks pretty nice. Wow, this is some good news. We're starting to see some trees go in. Closer look at some of that theming going in for the drop track. Looks like some rock work. A new concrete wall has gone up over here, and the track has been covered right there for protection. Here's a look at some of the deconstruction going on for the outside of the former Dragon Challenge station. It's looking a little bit rough.
Yeah, right here.
Here's another look at some of those trees that are starting to go in, and this is right next to the launch area. If you can tell, these are some bigger trees, so again, theory that this is going to be a ride going through the forest, looking plausible. The stage where the frog choir performs is back in action right here, as we can see. Looks good. Well, I guess now is the time to talk about those rumors from the last update that we did, including Jurassic Park's coaster. Yes, that is rumored to be Project 791, and we're hearing that it is still a go, but as far as the terms of what it will be, well, we're not sure if it's going to be that flying coaster that we had heard, or a different type of ride. But again, we do know that it will be more than likely a launched roller coaster, and it's going to have an area right next to the water and stay pretty low to the ground. Now, we did talk about how it might be near 200 feet. I'm thinking it may be a little bit less than 200 feet, maybe somewhere around, I don't know, 170 or so, but it's still going to be pretty tall. I would expect that you're going to see it pretty visible from at least this view right here. So I know what you must be thinking. Whoa, 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 you said it might be over 200 feet in the last update. Well, we did, but that's also a rumor. All of this is speculation, but some of the new info that we're getting is that it would be under 200 feet, but still a very tall ride. Again, right over where you can see on the left, Jurassic Park River Adventure, you would see a taller segment over there. Then you have the actual Discovery Center directly in front of us, and the coaster would be pretty low, as in below those palm trees right there, and heading towards Hogwarts Castle. Something else that we need to talk about is the proposed speed of the ride. Well, it's going to be a fast one. From what we've heard, this area over here, the first section, is going to be pretty compact. It's almost going to be like a spaghetti bowl. So I'm thinking, I don't know, 40, 50 miles an hour. But then the second launch area and where it goes over here low to the ground, you may be going upwards of 65, 70 miles an hour. Again, low to the ground, right about the tree line or so. Now we're getting a look at the bridge that connects Lost Continent to Jurassic Park, and we can still see the sediment barriers in the water along with the buoy on the left-hand side. And from what we were told in our last update, the ride is supposed to go either above or below the bridge here in kind of a circular motion. Fingers crossed that actually happens and it would be taken at a high speed. We were also told that that buoy that's in the water, well, that might be a marking point or very close to where a support will be eventually. Something else I wanted to point out from my own personal opinion is why would the sediment barriers still be in the water if the project was put on hold or at least on the back burners for a little while? I don't know about that. I think they would rip them out and move on to something else. So I'm still thinking that Jurassic Park roller coaster or Jurassic World roller coaster is still on the books for the next coming years. Welcome to Jurassic World. Oops, Park maybe for a little while. I don't know, we'll see. Rumored. Well, I guess we'll go take a look near the Discovery Center to see if there's any new markings. Fingers crossed. Well, would you look at that? We have a brand new marking. That blue one has been here before in our previous updates, but the white one, yeah, that's new, guys. Uh-oh, exciting breaking news. We now have an entry gate fence leading into the area open. This side, however, still looks like it's been through a hurricane. No new progress. Markings from previous updates right here. This one right here with the nail, still present. In our previous updates, we've shown a lot of those markings around the drainage areas, and that is a good indication for preliminary surveys. There's going to be a lot of things that need to move around, and that's one of the first things they survey. Just a refresher, a lot of the maintenance area and station area is going to be on the side of the Discovery Center over by where the Raptor encounter is, but this area is probably going to see some work as well. We're thinking the entrance is actually going to be over in this area. Well, this is a new marking, or at least one that I have not seen before, and I guess it would be like finding a needle in a haystack because there's no indication it would be a marking other than just a nail in the concrete. But it is one, I promise you. And just for reference for that one, it's right over here in the crack, so right there. And then we also had other markings in this area, like the white tape, which is generally going to be for deconstruction and removal of all these shrubs and stuff around. Speaking of white tape, the one that's been here from the previous updates, well, it hasn't moved. Yet another one of the markings that we've seen for quite a while, the 4030, but it's having a little bit more wear as some of the concretes come up around that nail. One of the big things I want to point out with this project though is, again, things change, plans change, they either get canceled or they do end up happening. And fingers crossed this actually does happen. But as of right now, everything is rumored, so don't get on me, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just hearing some stuff, and hopefully it pans out. Now, I know one question some of you guys have had is, how recent are some of these markings? Well, in previous updates, this was definitely a lot more definitive with the writing on the ground. It's more faded now, and that's only happened in the last couple of months. So I'm thinking when we first originally reported on it, those were pretty fresh. But yes, all that talk about flying roller coasters and stuff like that, that is not confirmed. And no, I am not saying, yes, we are 100% getting a flying roller coaster, because I'm actually thinking that's not going to happen. But I am pretty sure that it's going to be a launch roller coaster. I do not think it's going to be a wooden one, and I do think it's going to have a high thrill factor, not kind of a kiddie coaster. Again, rumors that it might be Jurassic World. Fingers crossed, this area over here is going to serve as the main entrance, and it could look a little different in the coming years. Nothing really news-wise over here by the old Triceratops encounter. Again, this is rumored to be torn down. Some of the stuff has been sent over to the prop shop where it's being sold. But in order to make room for, again, the station area, which we believe is going to be over here, this is all going to have to come down eventually. Let's talk about the Jurassic Park games for just a second. In order to make room for the Raptor encounter and the new ride, well, they're going to have to be moving somewhere. Where? So where would all those games get relocated to? Well, we're thinking right over in this area, next to this guy. Raptor counter is going to be relocating like we said in our previous update, and from what we've heard, it's going to be just to the left of the pizza place over there. Here's the Jurassic Park River Adventure, which again, we do not think is going to be seeing too many changes, maybe just a little bit of general maintenance. But as for the Raptor encounter entrance, it's going to be right over here where the games are, so kind of in between there and JP River Adventure. So like right here, it's going to have a dedicated queue and entry. And speaking of River Adventure, we need to go inside the line because there's some new things over here. Word on the street is a lot of this overflow queue for JP River Adventure is going to be gone to make room for the Raptor encounter. It's not really used all that often, so yeah, good fit. Camp Jurassic, we heard there were a couple new markings over in your area, but we're a little pressed for time, so unfortunately we're not going to go check it out. But maybe on the next trip. Well, I didn't think we'd have to talk about anything in specific to the Discovery Center, but guess what? There is now mobile ordering, as in you can do it from your phone and pick up all your food real quick. Well, that just about does it for everything over here at Islands of Adventure, where we had a chance to check out the Jurassic World or Jurassic Park roller coaster, where we saw a couple different things that were new. And we saw the Harry Potter roller coaster construction, where wow, a lot was new. Tons of theming all over the place. You're gonna be smashing through buildings. There's new scening. There's new theming and scenery all over the place as well. It's really starting to come together. Exciting stuff. Now it's time to head over to Studios. So you saw how the other station was not busy. Well, this one over here at Studios beyond packed, and that is because everybody is heading over there before Halloween Horror Nights. If you remember from a while back, we used to have some scaffolding right here for the lasers and projections. Well, that's been replaced by now permanent structures, and the temporary scaffolding is gone. We'll show you a couple other ones, even down over here that are new. Here's one of those permanent structures holding up one of the projectors, and it looks much nicer than before. Best scare zone ever. And if you want to see why, make sure to check out our Halloween Horror Nights video. It's up on our page. If you are coming to Halloween Horror Nights, one thing we do recommend is something called Stay and Scream, which is where you can enter the park or stay in the park a little bit after it's closed, and you get first priority to some of the houses. What's the benefit, you may ask? Well, generally you can get about 3 houses done within a very short period of time and move on to some of the longer houses. And this area over here is for, say, like Finnegan's Stay and Scream, and it has first access to Stranger Things, which can get an atrocious line of over 90 minutes. All right, time now to talk about the Kid Zone area. In our last update, we had talked about a possible Pokemon attraction coming here, and that is still a very, very, very strong rumor. I don't care what you say, I'm still thinking it's gonna happen. However, maybe many years down the road, we're talking maybe 5 years or so. I think a lot of it is done when it comes to the planning, but I don't think it's in the timeline for right now. We have heard some new information as a possible name could be Pokemon Snap Safari. So yes, that could be a possible name. And we know that over 80 characters from the hit TV show and game could be in it. Very exciting stuff. Of course, we'll let you know if anything else comes from it. And I made a quick run through, but I didn't happen to see any new markings throughout the area. Fingers crossed we'll see some new stuff soon. Well, you guys already know what time it is. How about a look at the prop shop to see if anything is new? And we had a couple requests from some of our viewers to check out a few things, and we will. Check this out. We have fan art, it looks like, Vamp 85. It's kind of interesting. Some more right there in a smaller form. Stranger Things stuff. Again, some of that stuff from the Triceratops encounter that we talked about earlier in the video is over here for sale. Still, $100 for that barrel. Around over here, still have the Bates Motel shirts and the Halloween Horror Nights stuff over in here. That guy is still here. Still have some of the signage. Psychoscarapy is still here. Maximum Madness, couple new signage, like this frozen drink sign here. These I haven't seen before. She's still here. The mummy thing, also still here. And some of the blueprints as well, right here on the table. We know the table is for sale as well. More mummy things over here. Scary things. But you know what I'm not seeing? I don't see Creepy Chance. I don't know if she got sold, but I am definitely not seeing her. That's a good thing, I guess. More signage over here. This is new. $400 for that. We'll walk around the corner over here and see if there's anything else. That's a new sign. $75 for that one. The model dude is gone, so I don't know where he went. Somebody did ask, I think, about this propeller. So they were trying to see how much it is. It looks like $925 from what I'm seeing. So I think if that's what you're asking for, that is the price. And then somebody else was also asking about these, the records that are shaped like bowls. $14.95 for those. There's just a couple of them left. Volleyball over here, Mardi Gras stuff. Still have that sign. We'll walk around over here and see if there's anything else new. A lot of the stuff, well, that's new. Some of the stuff up here, signage wise, looks like the big banner is gone. The Wakita sign is still here. Some of the mummy signage also still here. It's looking a little bit more bare, so they've sold quite a few things, it looks like, just in the last couple weeks. Continue on over here, still have that package pickup sign. A couple different props from sets. Pharaoh's Gold signage still here. That big reflective sign still here. And same with that Universal Orlando Resort one. Again, I wouldn't mind having that one. It's just a little pricey, but so be it. Still have a couple things from, looks like Disaster. I'm not seeing too many things from Terminator anymore. It looks like most of it's gone at least. But primarily, that is going to do it for the prop shop. I know it's pretty much impossible to forget, but Halloween Horror Nights is going on through the end of October and a little bit into November. So if you want to come here, better get here soon. Well guys, that is going to do it for our update here from the Universal Orlando Resort, and it was another monumental one as a lot of things are happening with that Harry Potter roller coaster, theming everywhere, and it's looking really, really good. Of course, some of the other projects that we were covering, like Project 130 with Pokemon, fingers crossed that's going to happen. A couple different things we heard, well, it's looking like it is definitely going to happen, just don't know when. As far as the Jurassic World or Jurassic Park coaster, a couple new markings, looking good over there, but again, I do not know when that is supposed to be happening, other than hopefully in the next year or two. I'm thinking we might see some stuff happen. Of course, everything else is looking good here at the parks, and we're going to have more updates, so if you like what we do, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at Midway Mayhem, and I will see you out on the Midway.